I always believed an emergency fund was for emergencies. Medical bills. Job loss. A broken furnace in January. A car accident. Something serious. Apparently, according to my husband, his mother feeling embarrassed about driving an old car also counted. I found out on a Tuesday. Not because he told me. Not because we had a mature conversation about finances. I found out because my card declined while I was trying to pay for antibiotics. I was standing in a pharmacy, feverish, exhausted, and holding a prescription the doctor told me I needed to start immediately. The cashier gave me that polite, uncomfortable look people give when they don't want to say, "You have no money." I checked my banking app. Our emergency savings account was almost empty. $18,742 was gone. I stared at the screen so long the cashier asked if I was okay. I wasn't. I stepped out of line, called my husband, and asked one simple question. "Where is the emergency fund?" There was silence. That silence told me everything. "Daniel," I said, "where is the money?" He sighed like I was annoying him. "Can we talk about this when you get home?" "No. We can talk about it right now." Another pause. Then he said, "I helped my mom. With $18,000. She needed a car." I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, but because my brain refused to accept the sentence. "Your mother needed a car, so you emptied our emergency fund?" "She didn't have reliable transportation. She has a car. It's old. So is our roof." He got irritated. "Don't be dramatic." That phrase did something to me. I was standing outside a pharmacy, sick, without enough money to pay for medicine because my husband had secretly drained the account we spent 4 years building. And I was being dramatic. I asked, "Did you buy her a car?" He said, "I made a down payment." "How much?" "Most of it." "Most of what?" "The fund." My hands started shaking. That money was for us. She's my mother. And I'm your wife. He said nothing. I hung up. Then I called my best friend, Megan, who paid for my prescription and came to pick me up because I was too angry to drive. When I got home, Daniel was waiting in the kitchen. He had that defensive posture men get when they know they did something wrong but have decided the best strategy is to act offended first. Before he could speak, I asked, "Did you forge my signature?" His face changed. Just slightly. But I saw it. "What are you talking about?" The emergency account required both of us to approve large withdrawals. He looked away. I felt my stomach drop. "Daniel." He rubbed his face. "I didn't forge it. I just used your saved authorization from the bank portal." "That is not better." "You would have said no, yes." "Because the answer was no." He slammed his hand on the counter. "My mother raised me alone. She sacrificed everything for me. And I respect that. But she didn't sacrifice my savings." He pointed at me. "This is exactly why I didn't tell you. You make everything about money." "No, Daniel. You made this about money when you stole it." His eyes narrowed. "Don't call me a thief. What do you call taking money without permission?" "Helping family." I laughed again. Coldly this time. "Great. Then your family can help you replace it." He scoffed. "She can't pay it back right now." "Of course she can't. She needed this." "No. She wanted this." That was when his phone buzzed. His mother's name lit up on the screen. I said, "Answer it." He didn't want to. So I reached over and tapped the speaker button myself. His mother's voice filled the kitchen. "Danny, did she find out?" I went completely still. Daniel closed his eyes. I said, "Yes, Linda." She found out. There was a long silence. Then Linda said, "Well, I hope you're not making my son feel guilty for taking care of his mother." I couldn't believe it. "You knew he took the money from our emergency fund?" She huffed. "Marriage means supporting each other's families." "No. Marriage means not stealing from your spouse." She gasped like I had insulted royalty. "I raised that boy. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even have a husband." I looked at Daniel. He said nothing. Not one word. That hurt more than the money. I said, "Linda, enjoy the car." She replied, "Thank you. I will." Then I said, "Because it's going to cost you your son's marriage." Daniel grabbed the phone and ended the call. "You're threatening divorce over money?" I looked at him. "No. I'm considering divorce because you lied, stole from me, forged access to an account, and then stood silently while your mother mocked me." He looked stunned. Like he genuinely hadn't expected consequences. The next morning, I took a sick day. Not because of the fever. Because I needed to think clearly. I printed every bank record. Every transfer. Every login notice. Every email from the bank. I checked our joint credit cards. I checked my credit report. I checked everything. And I found more. Smaller amounts. $300 here. $700 there. A loan to his mother for home repairs. A gift for her birthday. A payment toward her dental work. All from joint accounts. All without telling me. Over 2 years, Daniel had given his mother almost $31,000. When he came home, I had the papers spread across the dining table. He froze. "What is this?" "Your loyalty statement." He picked up one page. "You went through everything?" "Yes." "That's invasive." I stared at him. "You drained our savings and you're calling me invasive?" He tried to take the papers, but I pulled them back. "Don't." His voice dropped. "You're acting crazy." There it was again. Dramatic. Invasive. Crazy. Every word designed to make me smaller than what he had done. I said, "I want the money back." He laughed once. "That's not realistic." "Then I want you to sell the car." "It's not my car." "Exactly. She needs it." "I needed my emergency fund." He shook his head. "You're being selfish." I stood up. "Then let's ask someone neutral." "Who?" "My lawyer." His face went pale. For the first time, Daniel looked scared. Not guilty. Scared. He said, "You wouldn't." I already made the appointment. That night, he slept on the couch. The next day, Linda showed up at our house. In the new car. I watched through the window as she parked in my driveway wearing sunglasses like she was arriving at a resort. She didn't knock. She used Daniel's key. That was the second time in 24 hours that something inside me went cold and calm. She walked into my kitchen and said, "We need to talk woman to woman." I said, "No, we don't." She ignored me. "You are punishing my son for being a good man. I'm holding my husband accountable for stealing marital funds." She waved her hand. "You young women are so selfish. You think marriage is only about you." I smiled. "That's funny, because apparently my marriage is about you." Her face tightened. "That money helped me keep my dignity." "Your dignity has leather seats now." She gasped. "You are cruel." "No. Cruel is taking money from a sick woman's emergency fund and then driving to her house to complain. She stepped closer. You will not destroy my family. I said, Linda, your family was doing fine destroying itself. Daniel came downstairs at that moment. His mother immediately started crying. Real tears. Fake tears. I didn't care. She's attacking me, Linda sobbed. Daniel looked at me. For 1 second, I thought he might finally choose honesty. Instead, he said, you didn't have to speak to her like that. That was it. The exact second my marriage ended. Not legally. Not yet. But emotionally, something closed. I went upstairs, packed a bag, and left. I stayed with Megan for 3 days. During those 3 days, Daniel sent me messages. At first, angry ones. You're overreacting. You're embarrassing me. My mom is devastated. Then worried ones. Can we talk? I miss you. I didn't think it would go this far. Finally, one message that told me everything. If you come home, Mom said she'll try to pay some of it back eventually. Mom said. Not I will fix this. Not I was wrong. Mom said. I met with a lawyer on Friday. I learned that because Daniel had used joint marital funds without consent and accessed the account improperly, I had options. Not magical options. Not instant justice. But options. My lawyer sent him a formal letter. Suddenly, Daniel became very interested in working things out. He asked me to meet him at a coffee shop. He looked awful. Good. He said, I made a mistake. I said, you made a series of choices. He nodded. I know. Do you? He looked down. I sold my motorcycle. That surprised me. He continued, it covers part of it. I'm also taking a personal loan. I'll replace the full amount. I said nothing. And I took my key back from my mom. That surprised me more. She didn't take it well, he added. I'm sure. He swallowed. I told her she can keep the car, but I won't be paying anything else for her. No insurance. No repairs. No more money. And what did she say? He gave a bitter laugh. She said I was choosing you over her. I leaned back. And what did you say? He looked at me. I said I should have done that the first time. That one almost got me. Almost. But apologies are easy when consequences arrive. I said, Daniel, I don't know if I can stay married to someone who made me feel financially unsafe. His eyes filled with tears. I know. And I don't know if I can trust you again. I know. And if we continue, we separate finances completely. No shared savings. No access to my accounts. Counseling. Full transparency. And your mother does not enter our home without my permission. He nodded quickly. Yes. Anything. I looked at him for a long time. Don't say anything. Say what you actually mean. He went quiet. Then he said, I mean yes. But I also know you may still leave. That was the first honest thing he had said. So no, I didn't divorce him immediately. But I also didn't move back immediately. He replaced the money over the next several months. Every dollar. I checked. We went to counseling. He admitted he had spent most of his life confusing guilt with love. His mother had trained him to believe that if he said no to her, he was abandoning her. I told him that might explain what he did. It did not excuse it. Linda did not forgive me. That was fine. I did not ask her to. She posted vague things online about women who control weak men. Daniel deleted his Facebook. For my birthday, Linda sent me a card with no money, no apology, just a Bible verse about forgiveness. I sent nothing back. 6 months later, Daniel and I are still married, but we are not back to normal. Normal is overrated when normal included secret transfers and emotional manipulation. Now we have boundaries. Now I have my own emergency fund. Now Daniel understands that she's my mother is not a magic spell that makes betrayal acceptable. And Linda still has the car. Honestly, I hope she loves it. Because every time she drives it, she knows it cost her something far more valuable than money. It cost her control. And it almost cost her son his marriage.